I'm not like 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's a Volvo. What's up, guys? It's Drifts and Lifts here. All right, so on today's video, we are going to be cruising down the West Coast and all over the USA, potentially, in the Silver Wagon. So, unfortunately, I don't have cameraman Michael with me because it would be a little tight in this car sleeping together. But I'm heading down by myself, and I've packed the Silver Wagon full of everything I need to hopefully live in this car for a whole month. So as you guys know, I'm big into strongman competitions. I had planned to do a strongman comp called British Columbia's Strongest Man at the end of August. Unfortunately, I messed up my tailbone cliff jumping, so I actually haven't trained or lifted weights in about 3 weeks. So I figured since I'm not doing the strongman comp, I would spend the rest of my summer on the road living in this Volvo wagon. So I'm really excited, guys. I don't really have an exact itinerary. I just crossed over the Sumas border. Abbotsford, British Columbia is just right over the border there. Now we are in Sumas, Washington. The plan is to head down the coast, and then we're gonna make our way into California, probably stay on the coast of California for a little bit. And I hope to go see my good friend Anthony in Bakersfield, who, if you guys have been watching the channel for a while, I actually lived with Anthony for a month back in the day. This is about 7 or 8 years ago when we did that trip with Miss Huff and drifted at Apple Valley Speedway in the Mojave Desert. So I don't really have an exact itinerary. I'm pretty much just, you know, I got this whole thing stacked with all my stuff I need to live comfortably for a month. And I'm just gonna go on a nice long road trip in this thing. So I guess what we'll do is I'll show you guys what this thing is like to live in. I'll show you kind of how I set up and organize everything in here. So actually, before I left, I just got the windows tinted, so it's a little more privacy in here. Keeps a bit of the heat out. We got limo tint in everything but the front windows and the windshield. So as you guys can see, fairly packed in here, but once we kind of take those pillows, we stuff them in the sides, it actually makes the sleeping surface a little bit bigger. I have like 5 or 6 pillows in here. So we got the single mattress. It fits perfectly in one of these wagons. We got, you know, my clothes and some toiletry stuff, my cooler and my portable barbecue, and all of the stuff needed to cook is up here. And then we have a bin for basically just storing things that we may find along the journey. So if you look in here, Volvo wagons are really good because they obviously have a lot of room for how big the car is. You know, we got some good room underneath the bed, kind of in this area behind the driver's seat as well as the passenger seat. As far as room in these things, this bed is like, you know, it's a decently thick mattress, but there's still a good amount of headroom in here, so you're not really gonna run into, like, you know, smashing your head as long as you're careful. We got our speaker, our Bluetooth speaker, because this car actually doesn't have a stereo system hooked up to it. So now in here I have everything I would need to fix the car. So if we look in here, we got you know, tire pump, we got a jack, we got a spare tire. And then if we go over here, this is where I keep all my tools. I guess I should pull this out to show you guys because it is kind of cool. So we bust this out and have all my tools in here that I need to fix anything. I have my socket set up at the front there. So yeah. So then in the other cubby behind the driver's side rear tire, I actually have every single spare part I would need to fix this thing on the road. So we're talking, you know, fuel pump relays, radio suppression relay, crank position sensor, a distributor. We even have like a slave cylinder in case that ends up popping. I have had those explode on me before. Yeah, we have oil, we have a bunch of, you know, pretty much everything. I was walking around my garage and just trying to pick out every single thing I could possibly bring in case this car failed in some way. But I've been going over the car pretty religiously, and I'm pretty sure I have everything dialed on this thing. Detailed the interior, so everything's super nice and tidy and clean. So, you know, when it's just nice on a road trip to stay clean. I have all my chargers and stuff in there. And then I got a cigarette lighter charger and a bunch of cords. I did bring my computer as well as my GoPro. And I hope I brought my GoPro. I think I did. So the plan is to film videos along the way. I will be updating where I am and how the journey is going on my Instagram as I go. So the goal for this trip, guys, how I'm gonna pay for things and gas money and stuff is, the goal is to find 740 parts, specifically the USA headlights. So if any of you guys want to support the channel and support me on this road trip, I'm gonna be trying to collect these off of scrap cars and stuff and ship them overseas and make some profit on them. So if you guys have or know of any sort of parts cars or junkyards that have these cars with these headlights in it, I'm willing to pay pretty good money for them. And so just let me know on my Instagram, give me a shout in the messages. And I say that I'm just doing the West Coast. We're gonna go down the West Coast and probably make it just to Mexico. And then I wanna see Las Vegas. I've never been there, maybe Colorado, etc. But, I do plan on staying in this thing for a long time, and I'm pretty much, ready to go for a month if I had to. So if you guys have a set of headlights you wanna get rid of and sell me for a good price, I'm probably willing to drive, potentially even to Florida or Wisconsin or, anywhere in the States. The profit margin, as you guys know, at any given time, I pretty much have 20 Swedish guys in my DMs on Instagram asking for these things. So I have sold a lot of them over the years. And if you guys want to support the channel, get me to come out to where you are, we can hang out. We can spend a couple days together. Maybe you guys can show me some cool spots. I really like swimming. I like adventuring, going on hikes and stuff. I just bought these new barefoot shoes so I can not have such a gnarly bunion. My freaking bunion is just killing me. Yeah, the normal shoes of today are not good for human feet. But yeah, so that's pretty much the goal, guys. I'm just gonna be updating as I go, and yeah, we're gonna have a fun time on this journey. The first place we're going right now is Rainbow Larry's to check out some Volvos and see if he has any parts that he would sell. So let's hop in and get on the way. All right, guys, so our first stop on the trip is Rainbow Automotive here in Bellingham, Washington. So as you can see, there is a lot of Volvos at this place. I haven't had my passport in I lost it for about a year, and then I got a new one. So I haven't been to Larry's in over a year and a half now. So he might have some cool new stuff kicking around. I know Larry gets a lot of Volvos coming in and out of here. He's got a whole field in the back. I'll show you guys. I did do a video of his yard at one point where we walked around it and checked out all the stuff. But yeah, it's cool to be back here. So there's Rainbow Larry himself. He's just taken a customer car for a test drive. That's a 1993 240 Classic with a manual trans. Really cool car. Looks like we'll just take a little walk around Larry's spot here. There's a lot of cool Volvo stuff. Looks like 940 turbo. It's got the cool 940 spoiler on the back. Looks like a pretty tidy car. Good color. I think that's actually the same paint code as my blue wagon. He's got some 240s in the back. You got a smashed up C70. Looks like you got some wagons. Looks like there's a V70R right here. It's like this is a pretty cool car. It's got I don't know if these are the factory wheels on this car. Damn, this thing's really nice. This blue color is pretty sweet. I've never owned any of these front wheel drive, all wheel drive Volvos with the white blocks in them, but I do think they are very cool. We got another, looks like a 7 or a 960, or it could be 940 SE, or it could be a 760. I wonder what this thing is. Let's take a look. Looks like a 960. Right on. Pretty cool. Pretty clean car. Probably a customer car. All right, so here we see one of the best Volvo yards probably in North America, honestly. There's not a whole lot of shops that keep this many only strictly old Volvos, and Larry's been doing Volvos for I think if I remember correctly, over 40 years. So apparently at one point he had double the amount of cars, and his property actually went even farther back, but the city came and he had some complaints from an angry neighbor, and they weren't too stoked. So yeah, but it looks like You know, I'm seeing some cars that I haven't seen last time. We got some 940 headlights here. Yeah, this thing wasn't here last time I was here, so looks like there is a spoiler on the back of some sort, which I'm not too sure if that's, it's like a V70 spoiler perhaps. So this looks like it was this is a 760 turbo. It's got the aluminum hood that goes all the way to here. So the 760s, a lot of you guys know, didn't have the cowl. It was just straight hood all the way. Here's kind of a mix of stuff over here. I think this 242 GL was here last time I was here. It has a nice S60R. Got an all-wheel drive S70, some 240s in the back there. So Larry said that he's got some 740 headlights that he'd be willing to sell me for a fair price. So we're gonna go find those. I think he's got the 740s tucked in the back there, I believe. All right, very cool. Yeah, this is just, it's always a fun time walking through this yard because, you know, you don't see yards like this very often. Super, super cool. Got a 240 here. There's definitely some, you know, if you were looking for a 240 manual swap, this would be the place to go. Look at right there, full manual swap. This is a factory manual car. So I'm sure nothing's even taken off it. I'm sure it has the pedals and all the good stuff still. More 240s, like this thing's probably manual. No, it's an auto. Yeah. Lots of cool stuff, guys. Okay, so I see 740 in the back there. Some more 240s, big pile of them. Another manual car. You know, like if you guys want a manual swapped set or a manual swap for a 240, it's definitely the place you want to look. So we got a 740 there, and we got two 740s here as well. So this one actually, I was thinking of buying off of Larry back in the day, but it's just too difficult to import cars these days. But you know, this is cool though because it's the same paint code as the oh, we're missing a chrome off there. Hopefully that didn't get yoinked. Hey cow, do you know where I could find a 740 headlight? You must. You know this place better than me. Let me know in the comments if you guys think I should convert the silver wagon's front end into a 140 like I did the gold car. I personally really like it. I know a lot of you is kind of love it or hate it in the comments when people were sort of, oh yeah, check out this old Amazon, guys. Some manual, factory manual Amazon. Definitely a good, you know, a good parts car for somebody. See, like another manual 240, guys. There's a lot of manual 240s, that's for sure. So if we take a walk down this way, see what else we can find. Pretty sure most of this stuff was here last time I was here. This is a really cool car. This is a 242 Bertone. So it's got the chopped roof from the factory. Very interesting car. I just got to be careful because you don't want to step on a wasp nest in this yard. You get munched up pretty bad. So I guess this is the old PRV V6 engine. Very interesting. Yeah, this is a really interesting car because it had, I believe this is like vinyl. So as you can see, the roof line is chopped quite a bit from your typical 240. So let's see, I know Larry's got a section where he has a bunch of 140 Volvos. We'll go check over there and see if we can find a good 140 front end that I might want to swap onto on the silver wagon there. Here's the decrepit 740. This thing has seen better days, that is for sure. All right, guys, so I pretty much checked out everything as far as like the 850s, 740s, 940s go. This area right here is where Larry keeps all the older cars. You know, a lot of them are covered in moss. Not really any worth like restoring, but for if you were restoring one of these cars, really good, you know, cars to use the parts from. So it's interesting. These, this 140 up here is, I believe the 140s came with 3 different styles of front end. So this one, you know, let me know in the comments what you guys think, but I think this style of 140 front end would actually look really cool on a 740 as well. I don't know how easy it would be to fit it. It's a little different as far as how everything's positioned, but I think it still could be really sick. It also looks dope with like the black in the middle. I don't know. I think I might end up grabbing that front end off of that car from Larry. We can come down here and check it out. So here's the other 140 front end. We got this style grill. So good to know there's one there that I could grab if I do want to pull the trigger on changing the front end. It looks like we got another one over there. Let's go take a little peep. I just got destroyed by stinging nettle or some sort of devil's club or something, some poisonous plant. Yeah, so this 140 front end right there is another option. That one looks completely intact, and it looks like the bulbs are still good on the headlights too. So that would definitely be an option to grab that one. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If I was going to do a 140 front end, what do you think would look better? This one over here or the one on the yellow car up there? I mean, because my gold 740 has, oh, what the heck? My gold 740 has that style on it. Maybe it'd be cool to try out that one, or just not at all. Another thing is the headlights off of my car are worth some money, so I can make some profit selling the headlights off the car and swapping to a 140 front end. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but Falcon Millennium Edition cooler. I have no clue. I don't know if that's a real thing or if that was something made up. What's this car? Is it manual trans? Automatic? Cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, lots of options, guys. So I don't know. I really like the 140 front end. I might have to pull the trigger on doing another one on the silver wagon. I think that would be pretty sweet. Look at this clean thing hiding in here. We got a P1800. From what I remember, this was a customer car. I don't think Larry has any more of these himself, but all right, let's go up into the barn. It's where he keeps all of his extras and parts, a lot of parts in the upstairs room of the barn. Into the cave of wonders. Here we go. Sweet. Look at all this stuff, guys. Tons of old 740, 240. There's Volvo parts everywhere. Looks like we'll have to be doing some parkour to get over. But the goal is to try to find a left side, or is it a right side? It would be a left side headlight bezel for 740 front end. So once upon a time I came here and I pretty much cleaned them out for everything USA front as far as 740 and 940 goes. But yeah, we used to have some bezels up here. As you can see, we got the 240 bezels. We even got the quad circle, whatever they want to call it. So I can't really see any more bezels kicking around unless they're like hidden behind here or something. So we might have to find some elsewhere, but let's go for another walk around this this barn inside of here. I'll show you guys some of the other stuff that Larry has. Like, he literally parted out everything over the years. Like, we got wiper stocks. We got some hay for the cows. Yeah, like if you guys need a Volvo part, if you look hard enough, you're going to find it in this barn. I know he had like a bin full of MAFs at one point. I came here and I got a bunch of 3-inch MAFs. So look at this, here's our MAF bin down in there. We got another bucket of MAFs right there. I'm sure if you dug hard enough, you would find a 3-inch MAF in there for sure. And actually, I've gotten LH 2.2 3-inch MAFs as well as LH 2.4 as well. So we got struts, suspension, drive shafts, E-fans. Got a wall of ECUs right here. Got some more ECUs on the ground. If you guys want parts, Rainbow Larry doesn't really ship a whole lot of stuff. He's kind of more of like a in-town local kind of guy. I know people have asked him to ship things before and he's not really interested in it for the most part, but yeah. But if you guys want, you can give me a shout and I can come pull it from Rainbow Larry's, and you know, I can ship it for you. So if you guys see anything you want around here and I can make a bit of a profit off it, make it worth it for myself to go through the effort, then, you know, definitely a possibility. Like, we even have, like, you know, chrome. This guy's got chrome of all the different models up there. Very, very cool. There's something magical about this place, you know, like years and effort and all the time it took to assemble, you know, or disassemble this many Volvos and collect and keep all the stuff. Very, very cool. All right, so I got caught up chatting with Larry. He's telling me some old stories of how he used to travel across the country in a Volvo 140 wagon. He's done his fair share of wagon camping, so he wished me luck on the journey. And so this is in Bellingham, Washington. So we're gonna head, first stop is gonna be Seattle. We'll probably get out and have something to eat. It's about 2.5 hours south. And I think we'll try to make it to around Portland tonight. So I'm usually going to bed pretty late. I'm like a really night owl kind of person. So yeah, we're going to make it to Portland, maybe stop at IPD in the morning. Then we're going to go to the coast of Oregon, make our way down there to California, stay on the coast of California for a bit, and then start heading inland around like the San Francisco area. Yeah, I'm excited to sleep in this thing, guys. If you've never slept, if you own a Volvo wagon and you've never slept in one, definitely give it a go. It is a great time. You know, there's just enough room in here to be like really comfy. Once I kind of situate all the pillows and sort of tuck everything in, it's a great, nice, comfy sleep. And luckily with the window tint, I'm not really going to have any privacy issues. I also brought another blanket that I can kind of hang up right behind the front seats, so I have my own kind of little nest back there. And yeah, let's so I want to let you guys know again, if you're watching this video, I'm gonna stop in, probably edit this video tomorrow, so by that time I'll probably still be in Portland. So if you guys got 740, 940 headlights or know of some around and you want me to come hang out with you, I'm pretty much going to go in the direction of 740 and 940 headlight parts. So we can, yeah, so we can get some profit going, kind of pay for the gas and the food as I'm doing this. Just rolling through Seattle right now. It's about like 9:30. We got the Popo doing some stuff. You know what's weird is Seattle, every time I watch those like crime documentaries, like Dr. Insanity talking about killers and crazy people, I feel like half of those videos are in Seattle. Just passing the Seattle Convention Center. I guess we're going underneath it. Pretty sick. Seattle's a cool city. I've been here lots. We've driven about, I want to say like 225 kilometers so far. And this thing's doing pretty good on fuel. I figure with this rear end setup and kind of the setup we have right now, we're gonna get about 600 kilometers to a tank of fuel. So it brings us around 21, 22 miles per gallon. So I'm happy with that. You know, if I swap to a longer diff ratio, I'm sure that would help quite a bit. But the 410 makes the car much more fun, and I can deal with a little bit of a loss of fuel economy in return for a more enjoyable to drive car. All right, so we pretty much made it to Portland. I'm just at a rest stop. I'm gonna camp here for the night. Just cooking up some ribeye steak on the portable barbecue. Since I'm not doing strongman this season, generally I try to bulk up a bit, add a bit more body fat for competing strongman. But since I'm not doing BC Strongest Man this year because of the tailbone injury and of course this trip, I'm going to be trying to cut down some body fat. So how I generally do that is eat as much meat as I can and as little of everything else. If you guys are wanting to lose body fat, just give carnivore or low carb a go. So I got my bed all set up, super cozy in here. There's plenty of room with one person in here. Coming back here, you can kind of see how much room I got. I'm gonna be super comfy. It's raining outside, it's not hot, so that's nice. I'm sure there will be days ahead on this trip that are much more toasty than tonight. So I used to sleep with my head on that side and my feet would be facing this way, the back of the car. But I'm gonna try it like this tonight because the car is on a slight downhill slope and I'd prefer to sleep with my head higher than my feet. So the other thing is, when you sleep facing this way, it's easier to get right to the door and open it up in the morning and get your shoes. Another day, another steak. So I just woke up. I slept really long. It's like 11 o'clock right now. Just fried up another steak on the portable barbecue. Not too sure where I'm gonna head today. I'm just outside of Portland, so I think I'm gonna head to the coast to go see a nice beach. Up in Canada, we don't have quite the beaches they do here in Oregon, so I want to go run up a sandy hill, get a workout in, maybe lift some rocks or logs or something, and then yeah, we'll see where we get to. Oh my god, there's a fucking wasp. Oh my god, get out of here, son. So we're taking the back roads to the coast. I think we're gonna go to Pacific City because I want to run up a sand dune. Beautiful roads, just cruising through kind of the backwoods. Something really shitty happened though. Check this out, guys. That is my rear window smashed right now. I was stopped taking a left and a semi-truck flew by me and kicked up a rock, and that just shattered my rear window. So I'm gonna have to search around for a new one because I'm pretty sure right when I try to slam that rear hatch, that window is gonna crumble into pieces. Unless the tint that I have on there holds it together. I don't know, I've never really experimented with that before, so I guess we'll see, but it's kind of dangerous because you don't want that shattering all over the place. So I'm gonna have to deal with that, unfortunately, on the second day of the trip. All right, so we're already on day 3 of the trip. Last night I camped at some bank in Pacific City, Oregon. So now we're just on the beach. This is McPhillips Beach access in Pacific City here. This is the Cape Kiwanda sand dune way over there. So I'm gonna drive down the beach and we're gonna go run up that sand dune. It looks like it's pretty busy. It's Saturday, so there's like a decent amount of people, but I think it'd be really cool to film a little video of me trying to drift this car on the sand. I'll go find a flat spot that's not super wet. I don't really want to fly through all the salt water and get it covering the whole underside of my car and make more rust holes in it, but all right guys, so I just arrived at my good friend Anthony's house here. So big shout out to Anthony. He's getting me back on the road with a new window. Luckily, Anthony is big into demolition derby, so he builds these cars for demolition derby, and with the demolition derby, you got to take the rear window out. I guess that's not allowed in the demo derby, right? You can't have windows. So luckily, he already had one out of the car, ready to go, and he was only an hour away. So big shout out to Anthony for helping me replace it. We're just peeling all the old chunky glass out of the old, whatever this, I guess a butyl seal, something like that. So real quick, Anthony's got a bunch of 7 Series and 9 Series cars here. Actually, I met Anthony on a road trip when we went to the IPD garage sale. It was about, 3 or 4 months ago, I guess it was. And I was looking for headlights and stuff like that, and Anthony had a set off of this car, so that's where we linked up, and we kind of kept in touch because he built a really cool Volvo that not a lot of people have probably seen, and it's not really a common thing that you see. I mean, how often do you see Volvo 740, 940 wagons at demo derbies?
This was the only one.
He was the only one, yeah.
26 cars.
Yeah, there you go, yeah. So one thing I love about Volvos, guys, is they're kind of a jack of all trades. You know, you have them for drifting, you got them guys lifting them, you guys got guys doing time attack in them, you have, you know, demolition derby. So you can kind of build, they're really well-rounded cars you can build into whatever you want. So we're gonna do a little walk around of Anthony's 940 here. So last time, I actually have a bit of footage of this car last time I was at Anthony's house, and it wasn't even close to done, and now he's actually completed it and already taken it to a demolition derby. So yeah, I guess we'll just do a little walk around of this thing. I'm stoked to hear this thing fire up, because it is, if you guys see, it's the turbo manifold, but with a little up pipe. Just keep it simple, nothing to get destroyed or kinked or anything like that. So what are some of the main structural things you did on this thing, Anthony, to make it legal to demolition derby?
You gotta have your somewhat of a roll cage, but it's just I got a piece of I-beam that goes across from the pillar, and then I have my anti-roll, so if I roll over, it's not gonna crush me inside the car.
Look at that, eh?
Pretty much it.
I wonder how much that I-beam, that's a pretty big, thick piece of metal, eh?
Yeah.
It was like a 100-pound kind of beam or something like that.
It's not that heavy.
Yeah,
it's
fair enough.
light, but
yeah, super beefy.
Yeah, it's not gonna bend.
As you can see, he got hit really hard here. I guess you were saying the guy went back, he went forwards into this. Yeah, so he hit him at 30 miles an hour. We were just chatting about this car when I arrived here, and he said that when he rolled up in this thing, everybody's like, "Oh shit, Anthony's here with the Volvo." Yeah, I guess it held up better than a lot of the other cars did. So this thing looks so badass. It looks like a car from the game Wreckfest. I guess you got hit in the back, and then the car bent downwards a little bit. But from what he was telling me, it was a pretty hard hit, and it didn't really bend a whole lot.
No, it did really good.
That's so good. And yeah, the car still runs and drives fine. I guess he popped both rear tires in the derby. But I was saying it'd be hilarious to take this thing and actually do a demolition derby race. I think that would be super fun. I would consider building one for something like that, but it is a lot of work. The amount of effort and welding and stuff you had to do to this thing to get it prepared for the derby was you probably have 30 hours into it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's super cool. This is actually a 95 940, so you guys will notice it doesn't have a factory sunroof. So I don't know if you would have had to take that out.
You had to take it out and then cover it.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So that kind of saved you that. Only the 95 940s had no sunroof. The driver door, so that you can get out of the thing easier in case of, I guess, an emergency, basically. I'm so curious of what the turbo manifold with the open single exit pipe sounds like. That's so good. That sounds gnarly. That is nice and loud. My ears definitely hurt now. It's funny, it sounds like the old tractor red block sound that you usually get with a turbo manifold. It's just exaggerated because there's no turbo to muffle it anymore, so sounds pretty awesome. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, so Anthony's got this 740 here. He's got this 760 wagon, and he's also got this other 940 non-turbo. They're all automatic cars. So I guess the goal was to eventually make this one here into a derby car, right?
Yeah.
So, but Anthony did one full derby, and a lot of the times I guess you guys only get one derby out of a car, right? So this thing survived, and it still runs and drives good, so he's gonna get another derby out of this thing next year. All right guys, so big shout out to Anthony. We got our new window in. Now we are cruising down to Corvallis. So I want to have a shower. It's been a couple days since I had a shower, so I'm gonna go to a Planet Fitness because they're really cheap, and then I'll start heading to the coast again, and then we're gonna go south down the coast probably till about San Francisco. Some beautiful rolling hills of Oregon. Super nice spot. I like these back roads because I can drive pretty slow. I'm only going like maybe 50 miles an hour right now. And once I get up to around past 60 miles an hour, my fuel economy gets really bad because of the air resistance from all the stuff on the roof. So it's nice, just I'm not in a rush or anything, so I'm taking it chill. Luckily I was able to, luckily Anthony had a shop vac at his shop, and I was able to completely clean all the broken glass out of my car. There's a bunch all over the bed and on my sheets, and got in a bit of my clothes and stuff. So yeah, should be clean. I shouldn't be getting any shards of glass poking into my back when I sleep. So yeah, it's going good.